Today is Friday. Oh my goodness, can you believe it? So today's show on Big Fat Lies, which starts in an hour, is called How to Know Who to Vote for in Canada. And so you're thinking, oh my God, Jennifer, you talk about business, you talk about money, you talk about relationships, you talk about bodies. Why on earth are you delving into politics? Well, I'll tell you what. In Canada right now, oh my goodness, we are in some times. We are in some times. And so, what I've noticed, I'm very, very, very sensitive. And what I've noticed is people are so scared and anxious and maybe even depressed about our current climate. And so, one of the things that I wanted to do today was to have some fun and find out without a point of view who your body would like to vote for. So here's one of the people that you could possibly vote for. This is Aaron O'Toole. He is the leader of the Conservative Party in Canada right now. So if you're a conservative, here's your guy with his bright blue eyes. And then here is our current leader, Justin Trudeau, wearing his red tie. And so if you are a liberal, this is likely who you would be voting for. But wouldn't it be interesting if your body had a different point of view? This is Jagmeet Singh. He is the leader of the New Democratic Party. And so maybe your body is like, ooh, Jagmeet Singh. Maybe you're interested in Jagmeet. Maybe he has something that he's able to do for you in the future that if you don't have a point of view, then maybe you could just vote for him. This is Maxime Bernier. He is the leader of the PPC, the People's Party of Canada. So maybe it's him. This is, oh, shoot. Oh, darn it. I don't have her. I think it's, I'm going to type it in the comments. It's Amelie or Ami. She is the leader of the Green Party in Canada. And I'm so sorry, I didn't memorize your name. So it may be her. And then we've also got the leader of the Bloc Québécois, and I can't remember what his name is either. I'm so not political. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to actually go into your human design body graph, and we're going to talk about where the information comes from that you can act on. And so for many people, half of the population have something called an emotional authority. So emotional authority people cannot choose in the moment. And so, we're in pre-voting time right now. So you could actually go to the polls and do advanced polling if you want. But for those of you who are an emotional authority, it's going to be interesting for you to be able to get the information from your body. So emotional authority, we're going to go into it. What does that mean? You may have been taught that, being emotional is a bad thing, that you need to calm down. You need to suppress your emotions, stop being a spaz. Well, for those of us, myself included, who are emotional authority, we need to feel the full spectrum of our emotions before we can make a decision on something. We are not instantly deciding on anything. And so I'm going to go through all the other authorities and show you where they're located on your body graph. And emotional authority, that's half the population. And so if you are an emotional authority, you're going to want to show up today. We start at 1:00 Pacific. And so that's in an hour. And why do I want you to have this information? Well, I'll tell you what, there is nothing more powerful than someone who knows deep in their bones, what works for them. And who is willing to challenge the status quo, who is willing to just really look deeply into what works for them. And the more of us who choose what works for us, the more the world will be in a better place. It used to be that we would listen to authorities and they would make great choices for us. And, we got more status by working with authorities and, our peer group or whatever you want to call it. But we are moving in 2027 out of the right angle cross of planning and into something called the rise of the sleeping phoenix. And so that's the new frequency. And it's very, very important that you know that individualism is on the rise. If you've been wondering, like, how dare these people make these individual choices? Well, that's what the frequency is doing. And so the better you are at making your individual choices, the better that you are at not having to people please or go along with the status quo and then secretly resent the status quo, the more the planet will be in the correct frequency as we get into 2027, which is the rise of the sleeping phoenix. And so there's so much that's available when we follow what our body tells us, when we follow what our body tells us, and we do it in a correct fashion. And so that's what I'm going to share at 1 o'clock today. You can join me live at on my link that's below. If you go into my link tree, you can go straight into watching live and interacting with me live if you like, or you can watch me on the replay. If you happen to be watching on the replay, I would sure love for you to put hashtag replay and let me know what you learned. What is your strategy? Well, you can go on to any web browser. You can go on to DuckDuckGo or any web browser and type in free human design chart, and it will let you know what your authority is, and then I'm going to discuss with you how to use that, what your strategy is. And so making decisions aren't difficult if you follow the correct authority. So I would love to see you in an hour for how to know who to vote for in Canada. And I promise it's going to be a juicy discussion. I've got like blind envelopes here. We're going to put these guys' pictures and this woman's pictures inside the envelopes. And, you're going to figure out who the heck that you want to vote for. I wonder. So we'll see you in an hour. Thanks, guys.